on Twitch, and now we just do the clap, and we should be good. All right, so Borg,
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Alrighty, welcome to the Hunters Hub. This is your host Fortuan, joined by Morg Daddy, Pan, and special guest. We're gonna go by Pooh, because I can't say your whole thing. It's like Spect Pooh Eagles.
I'll go ahead and pronounce it for anyone
Sure.
that can't get the full name. The full name is Spectacular Pooh 2414.
Oh, okay. I was going off your Twitter handle, and I was like, that I can't. Okay, so yeah, okay, Spectacular Pooh. All right, love it. So, welcome. We'll be talking some Monster Hunter today. We are still not doing a Monster of the Week. I'm thinking about canning that idea because I just can't fucking remember it. Like ever.
Yeah, no, I can't remember it either. Wait, no, we did Gypsaros last time.
We were supposed to do a Nactor with Shepard. I remembered today. We recorded with Shepard last Sunday. Like, I just...
what can you do? What can you do?
So first things first, we've been talking about this for a while, and Pooh, you're welcome to join in on this discussion at any point. We're going to review Monster Hunter Ryze because we finally have all the content that we're going to get for the near future, and I would say we're within the launch window of buying Ryze. So yeah, we have it all. So what's it all look like? And Pooh, how much have you played Ryze?
In all honesty, I really have not played Ryze as much as I thought I was gonna play it when it came out. I think I played it at least like once a week. So not a whole lot like I thought it would.
So you just kind of streamed it a bit and kind of left it at that?
Yeah.
Okay. Morg, how far have you gotten so far?
I've beaten the game. I haven't beaten a Valstrax yet. I ran into one and I kind of used it for, wyvern riding purposes when I was fighting a Magnamalo in somebody else's quest. But yeah, I have yet to get to HR 100 yet. But other than that, yeah.
Full screen Discord.
Oh, it's barely. It's just showing the bottom. It's showing my taskbar. Hey, it was close to full screen that time.
Thanks, Steve. Continue, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, I've beaten up pretty much all the essential bad guys in the game. I have yet to, I think, maybe get a meta talisman and just to max out most of my weapons. I'm focusing on, I think, on the Tigrex hammer to try and get the Silkbind boost, get the max damage out, and then after that, I'll figure out what I want to do with the set. Hopefully something Valstrax oriented. And then, yeah, we'll see where we get from there.
Valstrax is very meta right now.
That's definitely facts, right? I would say for me personally, that's really a good thing because I didn't feel like he was meta back in Gen U. I felt like it was just, I felt like it was practically all of the mantis. Everybody wanted, and me included, where I was just lazy as hell and I didn't even want to bother having to make mix sex. I'm like, you know what? I got the mantis right here. Let me the whole time.
Oh, I didn't even do that, man. I had full set for Diablos if I wanted to resist fire. I had a full set for Duramboros if I wanted to resist water. I had a full set for Gammoth if I wanted to resist ice, and a full set of Ostelos if I wanted to resist lightning.
Right.
And I don't think I made a dragon one. I think I was working on one, but who cares about?
You could have made Hornitar armor.
Nah, I didn't. It didn't have focus or part breaker, so it didn't matter.
Too true.
I just had Dread King Rathalos armor, and I was more than happy.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Yeah, it was a good one.
I think I had like 60 different sets in GU. Actually, I think like about 20 or 30 of them I couldn't actually fit into like my.
That's how many?
5. Yeah. Yeah, it was too many. I actually ended up having to get rid of some of my sets in order to be able to make room for new ones as I was making more. So I was like, yeah, this game's too fun. Too much to make. Too much to do.
Which, how many sets do you have in Ryze?
I think 4.
Okay.
1 for each hammer.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I think wait, 6. Yeah, I've got 6. So all 5 elements, and then paralysis.
Okay. Pooh, what about you?
I think around 3, maybe 4. One's for collecting Zenny because I'm tired of running out of money.
You should try crown hunting.
Once. One's for collecting Zenny for when I run out of money. One's for my main set for when I want to fight or something like that. And another is I think that's really about it. I think I do have one for gathering.
Okay.
Too. So it's likely that I have one for that, and that's really it. Because I can't even really find a set that I can't really find any sets right now that I can really sit back and be like, oh, okay, this is what I really want to do for this. This is what I really want to do for that. Oh, almost forgot I have a Pierce light bow gun.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So Pan, how far have you?
How do you define a set?
Just like your saved loadouts.
I have one for every element type and every status type.
Okay, so you're looking at about
excellent.
8 or 9?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's well, let me see.
I also have a
There's
few
5
sets
elements.
I also have a few sets specifically for killing certain monsters. Like I have this stupid purple dragon whose name I can never remember.
Chameleos?
No. The one that gets eaten by Narwa.
Oh, Ibushi.
That's it. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I have a set specifically for killing Ibushi. I have a set specifically for killing Narwa. I had a set specifically for killing Teostra, but then I built the Teostra armor, I built the Teostra sword, and I got a large and small crown. All in about 6 fights. That's how many times it took to get all those. I was very lucky with Teostra. So no, because I also got all the parts for all my stuff.
Oh yeah, no, 6 to get all the parts. Yeah. The crown hunting was 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wonderful night. So I have a lot of sets. A few of them aren't totally complete yet. And at this point, I feel like I've beaten it. I think there's a few quests I haven't actually done yet, but for the most part, I'm kind of just playing it to hang out with people now.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the way to be.
For me, I have breached 415 hours. I'm at HR 290 something now. Almost broke into 300. And I have exactly 2 sets for Greatsword. One is my new I want to say honed edge. That's for you stuff. Handicraft. There you go.
That is for you.
I have a handicraft set and my original set that had a lot of attack boost instead. But then I also have a lance set, and then I also have a bow set for every element. So there you go. So 3 plus. I've got 8 sets. I only use 1 currently. I am only using the one handicraft greatsword set. Crown hunting is what I'm down to.
Oh my God, Zinogre. 700 hours and barely 430.
340. 300.
I have to check on
God damn.
All right, let me go and check on fucking.
So for me, I've done everything. I've beaten everything. I nearly have every scroll. The only one I'm missing is Allmother. I haven't beaten Allmother 10 times yet. So.
Oh yeah.
Guild card wise, that's what I would need to do is beat Allmother 7 more times and then do the crown hunting like I've been doing. I have out of it's approximately 42 monsters. Out of those, I have 21 crown hunted. I think it's 20 or 21, with the latest one just being Kazoo, which I will say on stream what I did in honor of beating Kazoo.
I know. It sounds like Kazoo whenever you say it. He's just
with Pan's help from a
get
local
you.
store in her area. I have ordered 144 Kazoos, so they are coming to my house.
100. You know what? I'm not even. Have fun.
Oh my God.
It cost me like $10.
Have fun.
$10.
Yeah, it was super cheap. It was like I was like, why wouldn't I? It's just for the jokes. Like I'll do it, and the girls will love it.
I know. This can't be right. I have
Made of the
$106.
very finest.
Oh my God.
They're made of
I
the
think
very
I've got,
finest
like-
leaded Chinese plastic.
I think I have almost 100 hours on my gameplay so far, and yeah. I think most of it was
is for AFK, isn't it? That's mine.
Yeah, it is mostly from AFK. Just going out and taking a smoke or making a sandwich or like getting a coffee and just be like, yeah, I'll be right back. Oh wait, no, I gotta walk the dog. Oh shit. Okay, well, gotta deal with that.
You play in single player still more. Why don't you just hit the sleep button? It's so easy.
Gotta get those rookie numbers up, bro. Best way to do it.
Hours,
AFK, man.
hours
That's the
don't
way to
mean
do it.
anything.
No, I know it's HR. But it's so easy to farm HR. All you have to do is just like fight like the toughest monsters that you can, or at least, you know, complete like some of those event quests, and then you can get some pretty good ones. Or rampages. Rampages are probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, rampages seem to be the way that G rank Curry Pekka was doing it. Specifically Apex Diablos towards the end of his run. So I guess, you know, real quick, we ended up we had that big thing where we tried to predict all the monsters. I cannot find Morg's entry or Pan's at all. I don't know what happened. I know that like more than half of them were wrong. That's all I know, because I predicted Zamtrio's exact order. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I found the total numbers.
We do have the total numbers pinned.
Okay.
Which I think we're pretty close, because I don't... So we had... I'd have to count. Like, I haven't actually counted. But I'm pretty sure we're in the 40s of monsters. It's 41 or 42.
I found it! Well,
nice.
No, oh, damn it. Only fourth ones is on there. Or it's the blank one. It's the blank one.
Yeah.
You people in your kazoos, whatever happened to like those blow ticklers like at parties where you just
I
like
got
go,
mine.
and then it like unfurls and then it comes out like, you know, like you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know those like funky party toys? It's way better than a kazoo.
I think
it's
I
like
know
a
what
kazoo
you're
that
talking about.
telescopes.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. God, what are those things called?
You just put your mouth to it and it gets bigger.
Yeah. Stop
Fazula?
it! Stop it!
Fazulas?
No, it's tiny. It's tiny. It just...
Yeah, and then it gets bigger.
All right.
Pooh's just like, that's it, I'm out.
He's looking.
Oh my god.
You're evil, Mort. I think you should know that. I just think you should know that.
Sorry, man. I have too much fun. Oh my god.
They're called party horns or party blowers.
Yeah, party blowers. That doesn't sound much better now, does it?
That's what Wikipedia
Oh
calls
my
it.
god.
That's what Wikipedia calls it.
We went from
Somebody flip that, okay?
Monster Hunter to
Please,
slightly X-rated
please flip
content.
that. Oh my god, yes. I love
It's his
these
fault.
R-rated
It's
podcasts
Don't
we
worry,
do.
I
Oh,
already
man.
No, the stream will see it this way. The stream will see Morgan in the top right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up here. It's wrong down there.
This
So-
motherfucker right here.
So,
Yeah.
so how do we feel, without getting into specifics of like, how do we ended up feel about the monster count at the end after 3.0? Like, was a good amount of monsters? No.
No.
I think it could be
No.
more.
Mhm.
I think it could be a little bit more. Yeah, it's not bad, but yeah, I think it could be a little bit more. But it is more than what we got from Trine, I think, in World, like base World.
Try was 18. That's a pretty low bar to be.
Yeah.
So we're talking large target.
How many were there? How many were there in World, as far as anybody remembers? Because I know
even.
30. Okay.
30 even.
Yeah. You know what?
Just
yeah.
base World, or
honestly,
is that with
Base World?
Base World.
Base World. That's what we
with
would have to compare
Iceborne,
it
I
to
think it got to like
because
70. I think
it was like 60 something in Iceborne that were
60.
Yeah, I think it got up to 60 something.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting 33 at the end of World. So we're essentially, I feel we're at least essentially at the end of Ryze as far as monsters coming in. I've heard a lot of people speculate that here in a few months after all this crossover content that we're going to get another big patch with some monsters. I've heard a couple of people say that. I'm not sure I'm on that train of us getting more monsters until whatever the expansion is for Ryze.
I think it's largely speculation at this point, because I don't think anybody really knows what's going on.
Monster Hunter Rise Generations Ultimate. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, please. Yes. Yes. I want to Rise Ultimate so bad.
Give me Astos, please. Stop fucking around with me, Capcom. Just give me what we want. Please give me Astos.
Stop the way that things have been playing, where we only got Glavnus in the last game, and we only got Mizutsune in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the next generations they just put they dribble in like the other Fated 4, but like as standalones as well. Like they might just put Astalos in as like another mon, and then in the next game after that maybe Gammoth, or vice versa, depending on what might happen.
Maybe. I'm just tired of them shafting me with Astalos, man. Look, I don't mind having to get him in stories too. I'll go ahead and take that, but they ain't enough. I want to fight him.
Yeah, he's a fun fight. He's such. I
want a Dragonfly Dragon. He is.
I love
super aggressive. Holy shit. He knocks me on my ass every single time. He's so tough. In G rank, when he does like the double claw slam, he gets me every time. It doesn't matter if I like Valor or Adept evade out of the first one. He's still going to get you.
That's why
you like right between his legs so he doesn't hit you.
Towards him. Run towards him.
Just roll
Can't
right
be backwards or sideways.
Get good. So for me, my opinion is the monster size for a base game is pretty average. It's okay. I'm not super stoked about it, but at the same time, it is a base game. We've had worse, like you said, try. The older games, a lot of them for the base game had worse. I would say probably Freedom 2 and 4.
Of course you would, Zinogre. Of course you would.
So there's stuff like that. I will say, despite where this really goes above and beyond from in comparison to World specifically as far as the base game goes, we do not have a lack of variety of elements. Whereas World you really did. And
what's fire?
What? Oh yeah.
What even is
fire is something that our ancestors found way back in the heyday, you know.
Oh
yeah.
And terrible. Sometime later than like 14,000 years in the past, we decided, hey, that wolf over there, I bet you we could take that as a pet. Wouldn't that be awesome? And show those guys with those thick ass foreheads a thing or two, and then we got ourselves some dogs, and then it was like bye competitors. Sorry, Neanderthals, but you know that's just how it go.
Go play Far Cry Primal.
More, you gotta play. You gotta play Dog Man.
All I'm saying is that there was one fire type sword and shield in World, and it was the Anjanath. Well, there was also Rathalos one. But there was Anjanath one, and that one sucked. So then the only one you could do was Rathalos.
Yeah.
Not that many Lavasioth weapons either, were there?
Teostra one?
That was Blast.
Teostra would have been Blast, if I could remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If we go
Teostra is
roll
always
all the way
blast.
back to second gen, we would have had Teostra weapons, but that were fire. But no, you can thank Brack for changing things.
Thank you, Bracky, for blasting your way us to have it as a status. That and Kelby Bow.
Kelby Bow, yeah. Kelby Bow is going to be...
Bracky Balboa, the Italian stallion, comes in with that pompadour, just rocking shit.
That's a good pun, chat. It was a blast. There you go. It's a good pun.
It was. Oh my god, true. You're on fire, man.
I'm surprised in Monster Hunter they don't have it so that Bracky's hitting you with a Shoryuken by now. How's that not a thing?
Because we don't have G rank yet.
He should be hitting people with uppercut.
They gotta save the best for last. They gotta save the best for last.
Like,
you're not gonna make it 15 with him.
Or Hadouken, yeah.
Oh my god.
So
firing little slime balls, just shooting spit. Oh my god, that's just disgusting.
So
what a disrespectful boxer.
But
then again, he does spit on his gloves.
Oh my gosh, Morg.
He's dirty cheat.
I'm trying to say something. Morg. Okay, so Morg.
Come on, Vortwad, say it.
Well, now I can't. Now you messed me up. Not. So as far as like monsters go, I feel like we could have had more, but what we got was actually pretty good, and I like a lot of the new stuff is really good. I don't really think there's any duds in the roster personally. If you ask some people, I know that our good friend Jay doesn't really like Bishaten, which is what I'm currently crown hunting, unfortunately for him. Somnicanth isn't as cool as I would hoped it was, but it's still a pretty cool monster. I still enjoy fighting it. Tetranodon is just as amazing as I thought it was going to be. Tetranodon's so fun. Crown hunting him was very short-lived, but fun. It's really, like, I got a lot of good clips of just smacking Tetranodon in the belly and him just flopping over and running away. I love it. There's a lot of good stuff with the roster, but then there was improvements to the roster, the old monsters too. Like we talked about this when we talked about Rathalos.
Oh, yeah.
Rathalos is such a better monster now, and he wasn't, to me, he was a good monster
really
before, but he became amazing in Ryze as far as like difficulty and his moves. They really beefed him up. I think Rathian kind of stayed the same. She didn't really have a lot of tweaks to her. Which is fair.
They made her too easy.
I don't know. You know what? He
she's pretty easy.
I have yet to faint to a Rathian, and she was my bane in every Monster Hunter before. So
go play her with Charge Blade. I'm telling you, she gets destroyed in like 5 to 10 minutes. She's not fair. It's not fair with how dirty you do her because of how she choreographed her attacks so goddamn much. It's like, all right, I already know Tail's coming. I already know the minute she lifts off the ground, Tail's coming because she don't do a fireball attack, or if she does, it's very, 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 very rare. After that, the minute she gets on the ground, she does the fireball spam. You take a good guess at where that's going to be going. It's either going to go in 3 directions or it's going to go in 1. It's like they made her too easy.
I'm actually surprised at how
harder to fight.
Yeah, he is. He actually carded me a couple of times whenever I fight him. But I'm actually surprised because I actually did cart to Rathian a few times, but I haven't failed a quest against her. No, yeah, I would definitely say that as far as this game goes, it's probably got the best monster AI out of all the generations that we played against every monster, and they're so diverse too. Like, I don't know of a single monster that is copied like the moveset of anything else that is like in this game, aside from maybe Magnamalo, maybe using like Zenogre's like claw stomp attacks. Sure, but I mean, like,
there's always
aside from that,
there's always crossover within the same kind of monster. I mean, like,
but I mean, like, for the majority of it, a lot of his stuff is very unique to him. Like, I don't know of any other monster that, like, oh wait, Nergigante does have like the shoulder push and whatever, which Magnamalo does use. But I mean, like, there are no monsters in this game that really like share too many of the same moves.
No, they all feel unique.
They're all pretty unique.
Yeah.
I will say this though, and Malfasune pretty much hit the nail on the head. Whereas while we love the fact that Magna Malo's out here fighting every monster that comes in sight, the one thing I find is a bit of a problem is that why is it that he still uses the same turf war?
Yeah.
There should be different turf
the
wars.
problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem I have with turf wars in general,
liked to have seen
and that's
that.
been a problem since World, is the turf wars are very... Not only... It's fine that they're a scripted thing. I get why they would have to do that. That's a lot of resources and a lot of things to get that to work, and they are cool. But the problem is they're very... Once you've seen them a few times, they're very samey. It's like... I don't know.
They feel formulaic.
Yeah,
it's like watching the same movie over and over and over again. You know, like everybody's watched Avatar, right? Yeah. Everybody thought that it was like the shit when it first came out, watching it in 3D.
No,
you know, if you go to the IMAX theater, you go in there with your glasses.
Yeah, he's talking James Cameron.
Yeah, I'm talking a movie Avatar, man. First time you see it, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you got to clarify. There's
like
a good Avatar and there's an okay Avatar, and you're talking about the okay Avatar.
The one that's getting a game.
We're talking about the one.
I think it already has a game.
Made furries acceptable to mainstream very briefly.
I remember that there was an Avatar game on PSP, but again, aside from that, but even like Inception is guilty of the same thing, where like it seems like this phenomenal film. Like the moment you see it, it's like, oh, what a spectacle! It's like, oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. And then you go back and you watch it again and again and again and again and again and again, and then eventually it's gotten to the point where it's like, I know what's gonna happen.
Mark, why do you keep?
It's okay, and then you start picking it apart. I don't do that. That's more my dad's problem. You know, like.
Are you a 3-year-old?
Oh, man. No, I ended up watching the movie myself first, and then all my friends in different friend groups are all like, "Hey, we should go and watch this movie," and I'll be like, "I don't know. I mean, I've already seen it," and they're like, "Come on, man! Like, we haven't seen it once. We would like to watch it with you." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes, guys, come on! Like, I don't want it." And they're like, "We'll pay for your ticket and we'll even get you a meal." And I'm like, "Done deal. Let's go." And then
I'm out.
You end up watching the same movie like 7 times, and you're like, "What the fuck?" I can't watch movies.
Hey,
anymore.
I saw.
There's only a few movies in our lifetime that's worth watching multiple times. Only a few.
I saw Pokemon the first
not Avatar
twice in the same day as a kid, because we went out to see it with my parents. I got home and I got a call from my friend at school. He's like, "Hey, we have an extra ticket to go see Pokemon.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Do you want to go with us?" And
did you get an extra Pokemon card?
I did. I got 2 Pokemon cards. They were like, "Weren't you already here?" I was like, "I'm with my friend."
Why do I care? You bought another ticket? Okay,
I mean,
but for real, Morg, for some reason your lips are not syncing up to your sound. Like, at least it's really bad for me. I don't know anyone else is noticing it.
I am. Yeah, I'm noticing it on everybody, but like I can't help it. It's my
internet. No.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's Chicago's problem then.
Yeah.
Okay,
no, everybody's
I was wondering if it was a Morg problem or a...
Yeah, the only one I see is me. That's okay. And
I will be...
Oops. All right.
Okay, so meanwhile, back at the plot...
I have returned. Has it fixed?
I agree that the monster AI is better in this game than every other game, and the variety of monsters is great, but I was spoiled by Generations Ultimate.
I agree. That's why I think a good bit has something to do with it.
There's a lot of because like every time it's like every like a step forward, but a couple as far as like there's a couple steps forward, but there's a couple steps back always because of the monster roster. Because like I said this. I did like a giant, and I'll have to pull it up sometime. I did a 6-part, like more than like 130,000 word review of Monster Hunter World on Reddit. When it came out, and I did it after crown hunting, it was like one post was like gameplay, monsters and stuff, and one of the big points I have, and I still agree with this, Monster Hunter lives and breathes both in and out of game on the monster roster. everything is driven by the monsters in that game. For everything from the fight, the armors, the weapons, like all the everything. The monsters are the star of the show. We as the hunters are the players. We tend to forget that, like, really without the monsters, this game isn't anything. So,
well, I mean, the title should say it all. Like, you have the two elements. You have the monster and you have the hunter. Monster hunter. You know, those are the two essential elements that go together to make the game. That's the bread and butter, baby.
A lot of people in Monster Hunter, though, are like they're like monster hunters, right? Like they focus on the hunter aspect.
Nah,
for me,
that's not the relationship, bro.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people ask me, hey, Ford, how do you do this with, like, Longsword? Didn't you play Longsword? I'm like, no, bro. You're asking me hunter questions? You need to be asking me monster questions, because I don't know that hunter stuff. Like,
oh my god.
I know enough to get why.
Look, I know how to spam XXXAX and then roll.
Yeah, and there's people that are wonderful at the hunter portion of the game. Right, like there's a lot of that.
Facts. Facts, Malthasoon.
It's monster guest star hunter. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. So
they're the star of the show. They're the host.
So, Pooh, I want your opinion on this because I know Pan and Morg have both agreed with me. The movement in Monster Hunter Rise with the wire bug, I think, is legendary. Like, how do we go back to it was like when people played World, I was like, how do we go back with the quality of life improvements in World to old games? Now I'm like, how do we handle such great movement? So, like, Pooh, how do you feel about the wire bug?
Like,
we got Monster Hunter X Spider-Man. That's how I feel about the movement.
And is that good or bad? That doesn't because that tells me it's good. That's my opinion.
Yes, this makes me want to go and actually go buy Spider-Man Miles Morales because you got similar movement between the two when it goes to when you're pushing the wire bug either go up or push it to go forward or go down. It's like, like my hunter low-key Spider-Man. So I definitely do love the movement. I even love the wire bug abilities that they even have up for some of the classes that they do. In fact, I almost get too used to. So it's gonna be weird having to go back to World or go back to Gen U, and you'd be like, "Damn, I don't have wire bug."
Yeah, no.
So, well, damn, Dear Gamer went back, and he was having a hard time. He was like, "Oh, how do I do this?" Like,
no,
he go back. Dear Gamer would actually go back, and he was playing like Monster Hunter World after playing Ryze, and it's so damn funny watching him like go back, and he's like, "Oh, how do I do this?"
I can't.
It's so forced.
I can't recover from getting smacked halfway across the zone.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
I gotta go back and play Freedom Unite. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Brachydios just punched me to the moon, and I can't zip back up into his face.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do now?
Or zip back into Kazoo as he's lightning himself and get zapped again, and zip back in and get zapped again. Like, that's fun. That's fun.
That's real. That's so real.
Getting chain comboed after a wire bug get up. He's like, no, stay down.
My brother's done it. Like, we've all done it. We've all been like, get back in there. Yeah, I think Pan did it when we were hunting one.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah,
terrible.
Mistakes were made.
Oh, I do it every time. I do it every damn time.
Yeah.
It's why I just eat. It's why I do Thunder Resistance when I'm going to fight Kazoo. Then I can just shake it off.
The one that gets me the most is Anjanath. I used to never have a problem with what I call Anjanath's scoop, where he takes his mouth down and sort of drags it around on the ground.
Right.
Wire falling back into that is lethal. Wire,
I haven't done that to myself. I have not done that one to myself.
Oh, I forgot about this. Not only did they improve Rathalos, go back to the monster part, but all of the world monsters got beefed up. All of the world monsters are like, "Oh, you talking to me?" Yeah, Toby's the star of that.
Toby is not fucking around anymore.
No, he's throwing kunais and shit.
Yeah,
he's an angry squirrel now.
They took that right from Viper. I'm like, that was a good move.
Yeah,
it was a good move.
Yeah, they did.
Like any good squirrel.
Yeah.
Like any good squirrel, he goes straight for the nuts. He doesn't fuck around.
Leave my sack out of this. need that left alone.
So
stage right
I have firebugged myself right into
I gotta show you a video.
Just like a softball so many times.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Spec. After the podcast, I'm gonna be sending you a video. It is the best video you've ever seen. It is a commercial for New Zealand deck repair. It is so damn funny. It is the best video you'll ever see.
Wash.
Oh my god, the way that they pronounce deck. Oh my god. I'm gonna send it to you. Okay, I'm sending you right now. I'm doing it.
Plot.
So we've got improved movement. Obviously, quality of life stuff is really good in Ryze. I don't think that's always been going forward. I feel. Story wise, we haven't talked too much about the story on here because I mean, hey, it's Monster Hunter. Story's okay. Like I don't find it offensive. I'm sure a lot of people like not having the handler. A lot of people really.
Oh, care about my two waifus.
Yeah, I think Minoto and
the twins
Noah are very much more liked by the fans in a lot of ways.
Which I agree. In multiple ways.
Yeah. I've seen.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, we know.
I have seen a lot of Twitter posts where I'm like, yeah, that's a little far for me. But yeah, we didn't see a lot of that with the handler, I don't think. No,
she didn't earn it. Holy shit, she won't shut up. She's terrible.
We're not here to talk about the handler, Morg. Okay, we're not just simmer down.
Moving on.
So story-wise,
find a better woman.
Overall,
find two better women.
How this isn't about.
They're sisters.
No.
I'll let more grant about
that.
This
just means that one of them could be an in-law and a mistress. Ooh, scandalous. Makes it even more intense.
I'll let more go on.
I'm kidding. Oh my god.
Is he done?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
It's not an affair if you're both consenting, bruh.
No.
Hey, fucking yo.
No, he
right,
reeled us back in.
We're done. Dear listeners, I took my headphones off so I didn't have to listen to more.
No. So, anyways, about the story, I do enjoy the back to Monster Hunter roots where you are protecting a town. I do like how you are a member of this town who has grown up here, whereas in something like Try, and before, you were sent there because they didn't have a resident hunter, and you sort of like graduated into the hunter. I would like to know how the guild works, okay? Like, we get so like disproportionate information on how to become a hunter, how you get signed up with the guild. Like, we even got like a guild general in
Is this a thing where when you're 10 years old they give you your first giant sword and tell you to go kill baby coolers?
This is my surrogate Pokemon replacement. Hard stop. I stopped playing Pokemon because I found Monster Hunter. This is a thing for me. So, well, I didn't ever stop playing Pokemon. My obsession moved from Pokemon to Monster Hunter is more accurate. So I don't know. I think the story's okay. I thought specifically when we talk about Ibushi and Narwa, I thought that was really cool. I'm not really a fond of the whole possession thing. That was a bit weird. Like, what are they doing that on purpose? Or like, why would you telegraph your plans to the hunters? Just go out there, bang it out, and have a kid and destroy the town. Like, why tell everybody? Like, but
maybe they needed an audience. I don't know. Maybe they're starting up their own Pornhub account.
I was just about to mention that. I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't know.
I'm like, wait a minute. If y'all need an audience so goddamn bad, I mean, look, there's the hub for you. I mean, you can go right over there. I'm sure people will.
Oh my god, the hub! They had to get it on the hub. Oh my god! Not the village hub! Oh, the wrong hub!
Okay.
God
so
damn
anyways,
it!
That went a lot further than I was intending. So yeah, I think the story is okay.
God.
I think there's some flaws in it. I
Mark,
do like.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's just a horny boy today. I don't know what it is. He's just.
Nah, I'm just having fun with you guys. Holy shit!
Not safe for work more today.
Nah, I need my happy place. Oh wait, oh shit, I shouldn't be saying that. Oh my god, no, I can't say that. I'm just trying to be happy. Woo! No, not when I'm on a streak like this. I said streak. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. So,
go ahead.
I don't think it's the best story we've had in
stop.
Monster Hunter. I don't think it's terrible. It doesn't feel very forced to say the least. I do enjoy the poems. The poems are really cool. The monster introductions
And the cinematics, those were awesome.
They're still
With,
not
like, that
the old
sort of, like,
ecologies, which I love the old ecologies a lot because it is just seeing a monster in its habitat. But I do enjoy the introductions as well, and it doesn't do what Monster Hunter has previously done with introductions. Is in 4 Ultimate, your hunter looks like a retarded buffoon every single monster. Oh no, it almost hit me.
Yes, he does.
Like every monster. It's like Celtis even almost kills your hunter every time you go watch that cutscene. But like,
Bro, I laugh whenever time I see the hunters' reactions in Monster Hunter 3. They'll have one cheesing hard as shit. They'll have one looking, having a blank stare. They'll have one looking sad as shit. And then it all fits somehow with what you're talking about.
Oh
you're
my
in a damn
god.
situation. Why are you cheesing so damn hard? Like,
5th gen had the problem of, hey, let's not make the hunter look stupid. Let's make the handler look stupid. So with the monster introductions. So I think that's where that came from. Is like, oh no, let's chase after the Odo. You don't even have a sword. Get back here. Like,
I should have let Devil Joe eat her ass. I don't care if I failed the mission.
Hey, that was
Enjoy your
different,
snack,
though.
buddy.
So yeah, so like, so Pooh, to ask you, how did you feel about the story? I assume you finished it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I finished the story, and I mean, I just did not care at all. I mean, which is, that should be a general expectation. I swear, if you go into Monster Hunter and caring about the story, you are playing the wrong game.
I know, but I just
you have
wanted to
games.
bring it up.
You have games.
Yeah.
You have games.
I think
where you can easily play a
that's
multiplayer story with and feel entertained. Like, bro, I like, come on. For example, like, I played fucking Metal Gear Solid. You think I'm not gonna care about the story? I played Metal Gear Rising.
Oh
You think
my
I'm not gonna care about the story? I played.
Dude.
I had to do that. I had to bring that up. I played. God, what is it? I played Tales of Berseria. You think I'm not gonna care about the story?
I'm not saying you don't.
There are plenty of other
I'm just
single
saying-
player games out there.
But I mean, it's fair.
Hi,
that
my name is
Monster Hunter-
Snake from Metal Gear Solid. I got a pretty simple story. Oh god, it is not simple, man.
No,
Like
not
across
at all.
those games,
Mhm.
you find out that the truth in one story was actually a lie, but it turns out that the truth that you realized was a lie in a previous game was actually the truth, or like it's like a double truth that turned into a lie, and you're like, well, what's going on? And then like the next game, you're Snake waking up in a hospital with an IV in your body, and you're like, oh, it was all a dream. And then you wake up from that at the end of that one, and you're like, oh, that was a dream, and it turns out everything that was a dream in that dream was real. Ooh, it's like, no.
So you didn't care about the story, but that's fair because Monster Hunter isn't about the story. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Basically,
It should never have been.
Look. I bought the game to hunt shit.
No, I
Okay.
agree. I did not buy Monster Hunter for the story at all. I buy of my 3 favorite series. One of them is because even partially because of the story, and that's Diablo. That's it. My other one's Doom. Doom has a cool story sometimes, but I'm not a like fanboying over it. So
Everybody's there to just rip and tear, bro. Like, I mean, like, the story, I guess, is okay, but yeah, the story element isn't essential for Doom to be Doom. I don't think it needed a story way back when it first came out.
Well, I mean, it had one, but that's
it had
thing.
one, but
yeah. So Pan, how you feel the same about the story? Just sort of meh.
It's I don't play these games for the story.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. Yeah. Morg, you feel the same?
I played Freedom Unite. That was my first game. That was the story, and that was fucking basic. It was a revenge story where Tigrex shoves your shit back up your ass, and you have to work your way back up in order to beat him.
You want to talk about?
That's the real story right there. It's just...
The real story with that game is those hitboxes. That's the real fucking story. And if you could get by them,
I don't want to hear any.
Don't even get me started.
No. You guys have no room to be talking about hitboxes or basic story. Monster Hunter 1 veteran here, okay?
Yeah,
right stick. You wouldn't know. Using the right stick.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a game use the right stick for attacking since Jet Li Rise to Honor. That's the last time I've seen a game use the right stick for that.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's I think one of the few games that actually does that. And yeah, the claw is notorious. Holy crap, the claw was so hard.
There was a camera in Monster Hunter 1. It was on the D-pad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Ew.
I had it on the D-pad for PSP as well, and it hurts on the PSP doing the claw on there. Oh my god, you just don't have the hand space in order to be able to use your finger while also using your thumb, and then also using your middle finger in order to be able to change camera control so you zoom it forward. You're like, it's brutal. I just gave up on it. I just ended up using just the trigger and then just orienting my character around to try and face the monster if I could, the best I could. It's brutal.
Tapping L.
Throw flash bombs. That's all you do.
Tapping L to center the camera has always been a thing. So I still do that now. I still have that habit. But so moving on from story and that kind of stuff. So the other part would be obviously gameplay is amazing. I don't think we have problems with the gameplay, the movement, everything. We all agreed. But the last aspect that I want to talk about the aesthetic of Ryze. I think the aesthetic of Ryze is really great as far as both musically and like audibly and visually. I think it works very well as a Switch game. I don't really have any problems with anything like look-wise of anything. We don't have even the world, like quote-unquote bone weapons, the sort of mundane ones weren't that bad like as World was. Like we don't have problems with weapon designs, we don't have problems with armor designs. Like everything looks unique and flashy. So overall,
I think my only problem with them is that they're too good. Why is the Puke hammer that's like damn good? It looks so terrible, and I hate Puke. I have like the worst history with that monster. I have a personal vendetta against it. Oh my god! It chased me around in Iceborne.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah, and you go on a mission to fight a Kuluyaku, and freaking Puke's on your ass. You're busy hunting the Puke, so then that way it leaves you alone to go and hunt the Kuluyaku. I spent 17 minutes with a Puke, and it wasn't even the objective. I'm like, yeah! Get out of here! Ugh, yuck!
So you know how Boggy...
And then it go and interrupts one of my whites. Yuck.
So you know how Boggy was the bane of my crown hunting existence in this game? That was Puke. World, it was like 130.
I knew it.
Yeah, 100.
Budget Camellia strikes again.
Budget Camellias because it has a.
He'll never be as good as Daddy ever was.
Has less legs. Okay.
Fewer limbs, doesn't even turn invisible, doesn't steal your items. Useless.
So, any comments about the aesthetics from anybody? Yay, nay? Like, how do we feel?
That's a big yay. I'd give it a double yay. Maybe even a triple if I could. Yay, 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 baby. It's a good one. I love it. The aesthetics, awesome. I like that cozy little village. It's probably
like
my second
crawling all
favorite.
over creation to find out all the little nooks and crannies and stuff, and I like the sort of wastelandy, out of the way places.
Yeah, the exploration, the notes, the rampage notes, all of those were really fun. I got those a long time ago. Sometimes I forget about them. Like, oh yeah, there was one over here. Like that's the secret passage and stuff. So Pooh, how do you think the game looked? Like both, well, not just
very
look,
good.
Sound. Yeah,
very good. And considering the amount of effort they really had to put into this, considering this is on the Switch, which isn't known as a hardware console, that is damn impressive of what Capcom has done with this game. I know there's already comparison videos that's out between World and Ryze, but I'd have to say, I mean, for me, both of them look good in their own right.
Yeah.
So for Ryze, it's just keep that up. I mean, I'm curious if we do have a Ryze Ultimate, if there's going to be anything they might improve on, or if they might stick with it the same, But for the time being, they've done a phenomenal job with what they did with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I guess we'll wrap up the review discussion a little haphazard, but for me personally, this is now, as in usually, my favorite Monster Hunter game. My favorite Monster Hunter game, 9 out of 10 times, is always the newest one because they always get so much better. Like I don't know. I love the game. I love the series. There are complaints. Granted, there's not perfect. I do wish there was more monsters, but they do what they can. I felt the same about World. I would say the only time this wasn't true was Iceborne, because Clutch Claw stuff I really didn't like. I like the new skill system, the new way the skill system works. It's not quite what World did, not as off kilter, but it's still the same and still understandable. There's a lot of variety. I was able to make a lot of sets that I enjoy. Granted, all of my sets have to have Part Breaker, which is kind of hard. I think there's a little bit of a weird thing with the charm grind being the points and the materials, but that makes nearly every monster viable. And I will say from me being a crown hunter, despite this being the weakest game to crown hunt, in my opinion, because there is nigh zero way to manipulate sizes of monsters. With Weakener is the only possible option, and that's only for small. There's no way to manipulate a large monster, even though small monsters tend to be the ones that are hardest to get right now for me. Gosh, we spent about 60, 70 kazoo trying to get the small one. We had the large one pretty early on in our adventure. Maybe even 100. I think it was within the first 40 that we got the large crown kazoo. But then 100 later, we got the small. And that's been pretty average. It's been pretty average to be just before 150 to get both crowns. And that's a lot of hunting. Unless
they contain a lot of valuable meldables.
Yes, if they have a lot of valuable melding materials, it's barely over 30 ever. We finished Rachna recently, and we weren't even going for Rachna. We were going for the kazoo in the quest.
Yeah. And all of, 3 Teostra. Wow.
Yeah, the 3 Teostra, which...
Only 3?
Yeah, no.
Yeah! My first Teostra was a tiny one. And they're like, hey, well, let's kill a couple more because I want to build the Teostra armor. So we kill another one. And then we kill a third one. And it's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
So,
Such easy crown hunting.
I love the game. As a crown hunter, it's a little more disappointing this time around. But what am I going to do? I'm in a minority as far as hunting goes. So, whatever. So Pooh, what is your final thoughts on the game? What would you rate it? You seem not to have attached it to it as much, though.
I will say I'm gonna give the game at least in 8 for now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's probably a little generous, but I'm gonna give it an 8 for now because the game definitely does look good. It's great. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. It's great for any newcomer that wants to get into the game. It's solid for veterans, but only to a T. And I say to a T because of what we talked about earlier with the amount of monsters that they have into the game.
And
I will say, for me, it definitely feels like it can get better along the line. I will say with the updates, these updates are good, but they have to. I would say just putting out 1 or 2 monsters is not enough of an update because it feels like okay, this worked with World. Like for me, this is not new because I started in World. So I'm like, okay, this is fine because I started in the game. I don't have a complaint. But now that I'm acclimated into Monster Hunter, I know what's going on. It's like, okay, can we get more than 1 monster? Get more than 2 monsters? Like, I need more than that. So I think for me, content-wise, it's really not enough to keep hunters like me invested for too long until we go ahead and swap to something else. I think just for new players, keep grinding and keep learning the game as much as you can until these next couple expansions come out, or hell, even after the expansions come out. Continue to learn and vibe with the game. But I've yet to find this with Monster Hunter to where we talked about how many sets we have.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with this, and this goes to my point, is to me the game feels a bit too easy to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
To where I'm not given a reason to swap off this set. Like I could have a full-on money set going on, and I'll still kill the monster with it. In Monster Hunter World, if I try that, I'm dead right then and there.
Sure.
So, like, I feel like they need to adjust the difficulty just a bit because there's no way that I should be going in with sets that I really should have no business using. I should be going in there. I will go in there, and just have a grand old time fighting them.
Yeah.
So the only thing you know about Monster Hunter is carding. But here's the thing, though. Bao, I'm happy you brought that up. But I didn't know what set I was using. He's referring to when I actually did have my money set on, and I was up against Valstrax, but I didn't know I had it on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I knew I had it on, I would have swapped out and be like, all right, let me go ahead and put on my latent power set, which I still use to this day, and enjoy myself. So that's just it.
It's weird because it does feel content-wise it's a lot easier. Like the only quest that I had a legit we failed trying our best was All Mother, and that was once. And then it was just my brother and I fighting it. Then Pan hopped on and we cleared it. Like it wasn't like, oh, we're trying at this. And I feel that's been a trend of Monster Hunter, and I think that's part of the accessibility stuff they're going for, is making it easier and easier, which I get, but I don't think we need to go that hard on it. The content is getting easier with each game. To be fair, this isn't G rank, right? And that's some of the problem that we have sometimes, is we're comparing end game of G rank versus end game of high rank, which is
to go that route. I'm happy you brought that up. Because even with world high rank, I still felt like I couldn't do that.
No, and I was getting there, and I don't think that that's the case in this as well, because it's even easier. We don't even get shoot on a random location on the map anymore. We still get supplies right off the bat. We still there's all sorts of things that just took out some of that weird challenge. And there's I'm not sure if we're going to do a full episode on it, but I do want to talk about Morg. I shared this with you, and Jay shared this with me. That Monster Hunter dose review. about how their idea of the last true Monster Hunter game being Monster Hunter DOS, while everything's been a Monster Hunter portable game since, in his definition. Granted, I don't agree 100% with his even premise in that video, but there's a lot of great points brought up by that video, and I think we're going to do a deep dive, and I hope to actually get the author of that video on the show to talk to him about it at some point. I've reached out to him.
That would be really awesome.
I've reached out to him the only way I know how, which is basically his discussion on his YouTube channel. He doesn't have like a Twitter or anything that I've seen. But this is an amazing, just so you know, Pooh, I don't know if you've seen this video. It's a 3.5 hour video about how Monster Hunter DOS was like essentially his favorite Monster Hunter game. And
I've never seen it.
It is insane.
It's a relatively new one.
It's a relatively new one. It's only like 3 or 4
really
weeks old,
good.
but it's really good, and it's really good. Now I don't agree with every point of his, but it's really insightful to see just how Monster Hunter has evolved to. There used to be a lot more of the gathering aspect, right? And we're even seeing that now just from World to Ryze, where we don't have cool drinks, we don't have hot drinks, that kind of stuff. We keep, in the sake of focusing on the fight with the monster, we keep cutting out quote unquote fat from the content. And it becomes such a lean, focused experience on hunting a monster.
Let me ask for that though. Like, do you guys still feel like that was a good idea to take away some stuff like that?
In certain situations, like hot drinks and cool drinks, I'm totally fine with that. But the problem is
carrying whetstones. Yeah. No, that one, yeah.
And a lot of
that one is
quality of life. But he does bring up a good point in that series that it does take away from immersion in the world quite a bit. Because if you're going to go in a volcano, like, you're just fine. Like, you're just people, like in real life. Now, granted, this is Monster Hunter, not real life, but like people have to
hot drink. You need more than a fucking cool drink.
You
for
need
that
a hazmat suit to get near a volcano. Like, you need to be in like above average like firefighter gear to get anywhere near that stuff. And people still die just from getting too close. Like it's just insane if like how hot that stuff is. And then like we explained it away in Monster Hunter with a cool drink. Now there's nothing.
Pop a cool drink.
Yeah.
There, your ass is fine for like 30 minutes. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
This is why I want to do a whole episode on the topic, because
that's the way to be.
And I talked a little bit about this in Pan, because I granted it's a huge investment to watch a 3.5 hour video, but I'm crazy and I did it. So the thing is like there's a lot of things that feel gameplay wise like, oh, okay, well, now we don't have to deal with this. Now we can just fight. And it's like, but what is this alternate reality where we're actually like one of the cool things that they have in DOS is certain monsters only appear in certain seasons. So like it has a season rotation of like spring, summer, winter, fall, like or spring, summer, fall, winter. Sorry, I mixed up the two. But you actually rotate through seasons and stuff. Like, I don't know, you can't gather honey in this winter because there's no bees to do the honey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Small child, what are you doing here?
They need water. They need a cool drink.
Yeah, I need a cool drink.
Oh.
Be right back. I gotta take care.
Speak of the devil.
Single dad duties. I'll be back.
Alright, it's all good.
Alrighty.
We could just talk about our next topic, though, right? Like, well, one of our next.
Go for it.
Well.
Isn't one of them?
We should.
At least from what I remember from when I was brought up with DMs, weren't we supposed to be talking about how like Monster Hunter is when it goes to streaming, like as a content creator? I think that's one of them that we were supposed to get into.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that is definitely something that I wanted to talk about, and that is actually something that Forton also wanted to discuss as well, because it's something that we all share in. I don't know about Pan. content creator?
This is the extent. Hanging out and talking to 420 on Saturday nights is the extent of my content creation.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
You're
good.
making stuff. Oh man, you can't go wrong with
I
that.
don't even have a Twitter, dude.
I know,
So I'm
and
gonna
you know what?
smile
It's
and
probably
nod
for the
while
better
you
you
two
don't
talk.
have one.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, we might as well get into it. Yeah. So, yeah, being a content creator, not the easiest thing in the world, especially when there are a couple of issues that rise up, and they're very, very popular ones. And when I say popular, I just mean very, very typical. You get into it, doing it because you want, like, you enjoy making stuff and being able to share it with everybody so that you can be involved in the community. Yeah, and after a while, you start looking at the numbers and paying attention to those, and then when you get heavily invested in that, and you don't really feel like there's any significant changes, like there's no real growth, and you've been working really hard, and it's not really going anywhere. Things happen. You start to question yourself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
But,
That's definitely a thing. That's definitely.
Yeah. Pooh, actually, how have you been feeling lately about some of your streams? Like, have you been feeling pretty good about them? Like,
at the moment, yes, I have. In fact, I just I made it with my stream schedule to where now Monday and Friday. Really, Monday, Tuesday at the moment because of Destiny 2. I've been playing that as of late. Wednesday and Friday, I've all been streaming at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I want a little bit more extra time. So a little bit more extra time to myself before I actually do start. I feel like the 4:30 to 8:30 situation, it was working for a bit, but not working out entirely. So there's that. But for what people know, know about me, if you stay tuned with my content, is from there wasn't that long ago where I felt like with my content, how much I try to put out, how much I try to do, I felt like I do a lot to not be rewarded for doing a lot. So I stream every day. Not every day, but I stream when I have my schedule up. I have it as there. I have a schedule. Just mentioned that I have setups. I have this. I have that. I do the best of my ability to where where you as a new streamer, you want to do the best you can to bring new people to your content, so that way they can see you and they can enjoy you for being you. And
exactly,
to see that, for me, it felt like it wasn't as much as I usually would think it would be. It kind of hurt. Like that's all I can really put it as. It really did hurt, and it really made me question if what I was doing was really good for not just me, but for the people that actually do care about me. I was questioning if me having a server was good. I was questioning if me having to play a specific game, that I like to play is good. I was really doubting myself, and really doubting what I could bring.
Yeah. Like once it gets to the point where you're not even sure, like, what kind of games you want to play, whether you want to play it because you like the game or because that's what the general populace is really into at the time. Like, am I going to play what is currently the hot topic right now, or am I going to be different from everybody else and play what I enjoy because I like it? And like, how is this going to affect my viewership, kind of thing? Once it boils down to that, that's when there's going to be some turmoil and there's going to be a little bit of insecurity involved in that, and it makes things more difficult as a content having to make those kinds of decisions.
Yeah,
definitely, 100%.
Pretty much for sure. And I'm happy with Choco's comment saying, still just say play what you want to play. And while yes, that's the case, here's the thing. I also feel like for me, in the back of my head, while yes, it's always good to play what you play, I also do see it as, I look at it when I see what games are being played and what games don't really get as much attention. See, I look at it as that way too. So
exactly.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and just take Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter is a pretty saturated game. you could argue you could even push and argue and say it's oversaturated. So say if I sat up there and if I played Monster Hunter 7 days throughout the week, how many people do you think would even want to come by to see me because of it being oversaturated? And it's not just the game as well; it's also the platform you were in too. So that's several things that have to be put into account. Whereas you have to pick what specific game you know is not oversaturated. What specific content you put out. You have to focus on this. You have to focus on that. There's a lot of things that go into streaming that I don't think people realize. If you decide to take it serious, you have to really, really put in a good bit of effort to see, you know, what can really help you in the long run. So
exactly.
And
that also brings up another issue like that also brings another issue is that like when everybody is playing the same game all at the same time, and let's assume that you're new to Twitch and you're like a new viewer. So what are you going to do to spend your time watching somebody doing a stream? Let's say that you're probably watching on a mobile device, or you have like limited data provided by whatever your provider is. You know, who are you going to dedicate your time to watching and interacting with online? You know, like especially when you've got like 20 or 30 people who are online at the exact same time playing the exact same game. You know, that's when it becomes like a fight for attention. And with streamers, it's especially difficult because if you're a new one, you're not necessarily going to get that viewership, especially if there's somebody who is like infinitely more popular. Like, say, for example, let's say Shepard, Herney, and G-Rank Kurapeka are all on the same time, and then you happen to have that window or that free space in your day to go and stream, but you're playing the same game as them. You know, it's kind of a stretch. You know, there are going to be people who are going to watch your content, but it's you know, like they're the people who are there who are going to check you out because you're brand new, and that's actually what I do most of the time. Is I'm always looking for new content creators, trying to, you know, give them some spotlight, and so then that way they get a little bit of love and attention. So, you know, the community is able to recognize them. You know, you end up making a lot of good friends that way, actually. It's surprising. I ended up making a lot of friends just from my YouTube channel that is long since dead. Thank you, you noble 40 subscribers that have kept me with me for a year. I appreciate you. But yeah, like it's tough. It's really, really tough being a content creator, even on YouTube, when you have to fight the algorithm, and there are like literally hundreds of Monster Hunter YouTubers who are providing, one, more entertaining content than you, two, have more informative videos than you whenever you're creating an informative video, and three, who are maybe a little bit smarter with their sets whenever they're providing one for you when you're making set building guides and stuff like that. Vengeful Torture.
Yeah.
You've taken away my niche before I even had a chance to get into it.
This is something that comes up on, I don't know if you guys have listened much to the PVC podcast with Sammy Sliz, Wyverian, and I can't remember the third guy, the Australian guy. I'm sorry. We haven't had him on.
You'll remember him.
Meltron?
No.
Is that him?
No, he's a different podcast, Pan. I don't think he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's not part of our server.
And no, it's not Jin Furai.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But anyways, that podcast, they talk a lot about, you know, a couple of episodes, like, you know, sort of do what you want to do, because they had a good episode for their 10th one. They had Cups on, who's another streamer, and, you know, they talked about like streaming and that kind of stuff and getting into it. And, you know, me, I'm not much into streaming. Obviously, this is on Twitch, but this is all I have done consistently on Twitch. I'm not much of a streamer personally, but I understand as far as a small content creator, because I've been at roughly the same numbers for about 4 years with little to no growth, aside from a couple spikes during beginning of game releases, and it's not easy because it is an oversaturated space. And then on top of that, you get stuff like let's say, and I love Maximilian Dude, but he's not a Monster Hunter streamer, but he streams Monster Hunter. There's a lot more people watching Maximilian than there are any Monster Hunter streamer.
And if it's all right, I do want to bring this up. You brought up the oversaturation, stuff like that. See, this is where I feel like, as a content creator, you can see a good bit of the problems there. Now, I understand Mort, he brought that up with YouTube, is even harder because of the algorithm. Here's the thing. I also feel like that the algorithm is hit and miss. And honestly, that's okay. Because would you rather have a hit and miss algorithm, or would you rather have none at all? Which is essentially what Twitch is. So that's why for me, what I did, personally, because I know that there's a better shot. Here's how I feel. I feel like, look, you have to, as a streamer, I feel like you have to find that confidence and believe in yourself to where you know you can take your content elsewhere and thrive. This has not been the first time for me that I left Twitch. It's been like the third, fourth, fifth time I left the platform. Now, I'll still be on it to support my people, support streamers as much as I can. But for me, as a content creator, knowing what Twitch has put up against me, I don't have to stay there. So I feel like, okay, knowing that this is what they put up against me, knowing that this is what they've done for me, which is absolutely nothing, I can just go ahead and move. It's not a problem moving. I mean, especially if you feel like, you know, you're not building your community through a specific spot, you build your community elsewhere. And if you're confident enough, and if your community fucks with you, then they can go ahead and be, you know, you can go ahead and be like, okay, you made your community on YouTube. But then you tell your YouTube community, oh, okay, you want to go to Glimish. Oh, okay, they will follow you. And if they can't, then okay, you have to adjust, or adjust by either continue being on the platform, make new friends from there, or you can multi-stream from there, which is also what I'm doing. Another you could do, okay, then you can, if Glimish is not working out, or if you made friends through Glimish, you could tell them, okay, let me go ahead and just go to Twitch then. Go back to Twitch then. You know, I always feel like there's always avenues open for you to go and be there as a content creator. Whether it's with one specific game, whether it's with multiple games, you have to have that confidence, have that trust in yourself. Because I'm tired of people having this fear, being like, oh, okay, if I move away from Twitch, then you know, I'm screwed.
I got nothing.
I don't feel like that's the case.
Yeah. We lost your audio.
Mic troubles. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. There you are.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
Talking about. I can hear him.
I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, there was like a little blip.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah. That's what. That's how I feel. I feel like you can always have confidence going over there, playing Monster Hunter or playing whatever games you want to play, wherever you want to go at. Feel comfortable being where you want to be at.
I'll BRB, guys.
Okay. Yeah. I will say,
if the door's locked, check the keys under the mat. If they aren't there, you can always jump through the window.
I got stuck.
There's always a way in.
So originally this was exclusively Monster Hunter, the Hunter sub. Originally, and I'll say probably about the first 60 or so episodes. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time, and I was like, I have to put this down or I'm going to quit. Like I don't have. So I took a hiatus, and I struggled to build up an audience. And a lot of times when you take a hiatus, you lose people, you lose listeners, you lose subscribers. And that's just a thing that I've seen on YouTube. I've seen it on Twitch. And unfortunately, my main platform at the time was SoundCloud. And SoundCloud is not really super conducive to listeners, but for podcasts, I would say SoundCloud is not very friendly to their podcast community as far as content creators. They're more about music, which is understandable. That's where people go, but that's also where I can actually host and people can listen to our full episodes. Because, I mean, there's over 200 episodes recorded of what we do in this podcast. And since then, I have diversified. Where I felt I was trapped and I could only do Monster Hunter, when I diversified, that was a lot more freeing. And it was a big thing when we got panned on. And Morg, if you remember this, we just started talking about other games. Period. Like, hey, what are your top 10 city builders?
Yeah.
What are your top 10 like shooters?
I remember
like,
that.
We did a series of months doing that stuff, and to me, that may not have garnered as many people listening to us. But it was a nice refresher because as much as I love Monster Hunter is one of hundreds of games that I love. Like, it's my biggest love, that's for sure, and that's what this podcast was originally themed after. But you know what? That's why my tagline, the way that I describe this podcast now, is we are a video game podcast born of the Monster Hunter community rather than a Monster Hunter podcast. Now, granted, I do still Google top Monster Hunter podcasts, and I still do like seeing us pop up in that list on Google. But
thank you, Google. You did one thing right.
We're on page 2 now. The Carve is still beating us by quite a bit, but I mean, what are we gonna do? It's the guy. It's Dragging a Lake and the guys who do It's Super Effective, which is the biggest Pokemon podcast. We can't compete with that. There's no way. And they made the Carve. So like, but again, we're not really trying to compete, because the thing with a podcast is you don't have to catch it live. This is a totally different scenario, right? You don't have to say, okay, hey, am I going to see this guy live? See, that's why I'm not much of a Twitch watcher. I watch VODs of people doing Twitch stuff. I would say the biggest person that I watch right now, as far as like Twitch, is still VODs. It is after the fact. I watch Decino, and if you guys aren't familiar with Decino, he's big in the classic Doom community. He's known for doing a lot of informational videos on mechanics of how classic Doom works, and he does a lot of difficult playthroughs. Like I just watched his Sunder. He did a Sunder stream, which Sunder is like an insane level pack. We're talking like some levels take 6 hours to complete, and there's 32 of them.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I watched an 8-hour stream where he did 2 of the levels. Stuff like that. So, like, my interaction with Twitch has always been VODs. So, like, but even as a small content creator, I mean, I've got, I've had Eric's on here, and we'll get a boost from people, but they'll likely drop away, and so it's hard to keep an audience going. But the key to that, and I think the key to that, is always do what you like doing, because if you don't like doing it, that's gonna show. Like yeah, it does. And I get where you're coming from, though, Pooh. Where like you've got to play that game. You got to play that game of like what's popular, what's trending, and that kind of stuff sometimes, because
in some cases that's definitely the option. Now I will say this: if it's that particular popular game that you actually do like, then go ahead, get with it. I mean, hell, that was the case with Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
the minute it came out, like everybody loved Monster Hunter. Everybody is gonna stream the shit. You're likely to get some people that'll come by to see you. Now, for me, I definitely know that's gonna be the case the minute Monster Hunter Stories 2 come out. It's going to be another case for me when Battlefield 6 comes out. So I'm definitely going to be doing basically a mix of both, whereas I'm playing a game I like, and it's also going to be popular.
So, yeah.
In a way, it can still be to your benefit. But, yeah, at the end of the day, for you as a streamer, whether it's you playing a specific game or you being a variety, you really have to look out for what is your best interest, really, at the end of the day. Now, I definitely get being discouraged. I definitely get that, understand that and fully. But, I just think if you're really serious about it, if you really want to get a community, if you really want to, do more than just say, oh, okay, I'll stream for fun, then, I feel like as streamers, and you can push it. You can make yourself, you can make it where you feel like you want to make it. It doesn't matter what spot you.
It's a lot of work, though. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work. It definitely has been a lot of work. Let me tell you, definitely for sure, firsthand experience. I mean, I had to rebrand like several times over, to basically get at the position that I'm currently at now. It's not big or anything like that, but I feel like I'm slowly and steadily improving on what I can do as a streamer. I feel like even with the slow improvement, I always still feel like the grind's never enough. You always want to keep on pushing yourself to the fullest, to the best you can. I'm always whenever I'm stuck on something, I'm always asking for advice. Whenever I see something that I want to add, I just go out and do it. I don't even think twice about it. So I think it's something that that everyone can really do, relate to, especially with streaming. It's hard, but that means for you if your mind's in the right place.
Yeah, exactly. And it does have to be in the right place, or otherwise, it just makes things worse for you when you try and force the schedule when you're not doing so hot. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I actually had to take a hiatus on Twitter, was because in May I just went through the worst crisis possible. Oh my god. Catching COVID. My whole family with me is sick, and nobody's working, and my credit card got maxed out, and then when I come back to work, I find out that my job is in jeopardy, and they're trying to oust me very, very gently, because you can't fire somebody who just recovered from COVID, because that would be wrongful dismissal, but they don't want me there anymore, so they're going to make my workplace as hard as possible until I decide to leave. And then between that and like a number of relatives died, and in the same month while I was sick, one of my relatives had Crohn's disease, and he died of lymph node cancer. And so he was married to my cousin who had like 2 kids. She's a widow, and she's got to raise like an 8 and a 10-year-old kid by herself. My grandma got a heart attack. Trying to raise my grandpa, who is slowly dying to Alzheimer's. And then while she's in the hospital recovering from the heart attack, my aunt gets super stressed out trying to raise her dad, who she's slowly losing, and she gets gallstones that put her in a life-threatening situation, so she's in the hospital. And it was just an absolute shit show. And then like all of that boiling down, and like I'm trying to keep a brave face and be happy and still do stuff on Twitter, and half the people that I wanted to see like my content, they're not seeing it. I'm like, nah, man, this shit ain't worth it. I'm out. I need to recover. This is like no good. It was bad. Like, holy shit. I'd never experienced a full month of, like, absolute depression in my entire... Like, it's been years since I've suffered depression like that before, and it was really difficult to get out of. But ever since I left Twitter, I've been riding the roller coaster, because now I have access to a new job, which allows me to actually have it as part-time. So now I can actually finally go to the gym and like go to the pool and swim. So now I can have an exercise regime. I can actually go out and do things. I can finally quit smoking. Oh man!
Wait,
it only looks up from here now. It's all.
They have pools in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Why would?
Yeah, we actually have a public pool and a rec center.
I thought you just had hockey rinks year round.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're so fun. You think that we don't have inside pools, eh? Oh, hey, you know what?
Inside pools. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I'll take you to the Sulphur Hot Springs, and we'll go for a dip, you and me. Yeah, that'll be lots of fun.
I don't know if the Sulphur Hot Springs...
Like that.
I don't know if
we'll all go to the candy store.
Or if they're Pleasant Hot Springs.
Oh, they're Pleasant Hot Springs. It's like...
I'm up for what
I'm game.
Human
year-round
stew.
curling.
It's lovely.
I love curling. Curling is one of my favorites.
Curling is so fun. You guys gotta come out to Strathmore. Good old hillbilly backwater piece of shit township. you can come down to the old curling rink, and we can have ourselves some hot dogs and burgers and beer, and shoot the hoops on some black ice. Oh yeah, that'll be lots of fun.
I'm in Nebraska. Great. I don't need to go that far to go to bumfuck nowhere with a bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah, no, I'm in that place in Ohio.
Fair enough.
I am. Yeah, no, we. There's a horse farm.
Oh my god.
Pan.
I got a horse. I didn't tell you this.
We had a
Come on by, see my horse.
It was a 4 foot long. I can't remember what it was. Mm-hmm. I think it was an aquatic snake, sunning on our.
Hey, blah blah blah. I know the Latin name for it. I know what it is.
But
Nerodia Cipodon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was black
funky
and gray.
Name.
Black and gray.
I can't. It's called the common water snake. That's why I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. Nerodia Cipodon. Yeah, they're super. Yeah, they're fun snakes.
Also venomous.
Fun, as in like dangerous fun, or like fun.
You and I are talking about two different kinds of snakes. Then. No. The common water snake is not venomous.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh,
it might not have been venomous, but the big way to tell is the triangle head. And we got close, and we were like, nope. My dad and I were like, nope. A good 4 foot long. I actually drove over it, not like I didn't run over it, but I drove over it with like my tires on each side of it because it was in the road. And then we pulled into my driveway because it was right in front of my house, and I was like, dang, that snake is huge, because we wanted to see if it was dead. And we were just going to take it off the road. No, it reared its head up and went, whoop. Like, what are you doing getting close to me? And we're like, okay. Took a picture of it and walked away. And it slithered off the road into the ditch. That was Thursday. That was a fun day. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Morgan. And we've talked a little about what you've been going through. And that's also a thing, too, is just life challenges. Like, I mean, how often have the girls popped into my room and, like, it's just me that has to take care of them. So, like, I don't get a lot of time to, like, if I were to stream, like, every night or something like you would have to do, like, I just, like, I gotta stop the stream because I think there's something about having minors on stream. Some sort of rule.
Oh.
Yeah, and I just don't want to mess.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I just don't want to mess with that because, like, and also it's just my daughters. Like, they're not, they shouldn't be up anyway.
You're not doing some.
I'm just gonna point out
some Daddy of 5 shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point out. I also made it as a warning so that it's on the description. Not only is it on the description, I have it on the about section. Like, yo, if you are a person that is under 18, I'm not responsible for you. Please click off this stream. I'm like, I put it in the description. It's in the description every single time I start. Like, yo, I'm not a PG streamer. I can't be a PG streamer. I give credit to people that are PG streamers because you have to really, really restrict yourself to do this while playing games. That means you can't play no M-rated mature games. You can't curse.
Yeah.
You can't do none of that crazy stuff that a plus 18 streamer can do.
Yeah.
So I give all credit to people that can even do that. But for me, I can't. So I have it in the description.
It's really tricky.
Period. You have no excuse to not. You have no excuse at all if you click on my streams and you see me.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm all about. That's it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I'm not your guardian. Don't hold me responsible. I'm not your guardian.
Yeah. And it's just like there's a lot of things that are part of my life that just to prevent me from doing that. The bad internet, right? Like, I mean, it's that cut all sorts of streaming right off the bat. Like, I just the Ghost Runner slideshow that I did a couple weeks ago is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like I also like. Obviously, I'm more known in the Monster Hunter community as far as the podcast stuff goes. But Pan and I met through D&D and my ecologies. I have a in comparison as to subscribers, I have 4 times the subscribers on my Reddit account than I do for the podcast. Like, and that's for my D&D stuff. And I'm still getting subscribers, still going up, Pan. It is still going up. I haven't written in 4 months. No, it's close to 6 months now. 6 months I haven't written an article.
Have you had time to listen to that short story I bought you?
I have been, yes.
Awesome.
It's the Witcher one, right? Yeah, I'm making sure it's the right one. Yeah, I have started it. I have not finished it. It is 11 hours, so I'm...
Oh, right. Okay, so the whole 11 hours is like the whole book, but it's a book of short stories.
Yeah. Okay, I can jump around.
I mainly got it for... Yeah, I got it for you mainly for the one short story, but I mean, the rest of them are fun, too.
Yeah, I've been listening to the whole thing. I haven't got far. I think I'm about 2 hours in, but... So, you know, there's a lot to streaming that is just like a lot of yourself that wants to, you know, to make that successful. And the thing is, frankly, I'm not willing to do that. That's why I do a podcast. Like Pan can relate. Pan and I, we have lives outside of this stuff. And you know what? I tried for a minute to get my Monster Hunter and like the Hunter's Hub stuff to cross over with my Reddit stuff a bit. It didn't work. People just aren't interested in the other way around.
My party got me laughing and cheesing. I'm just looking at some stuff on Twitter and it got me dying, so continue.
I learned that even when I have all the time in the world during the COVID, I still could not be asked to spend enough time editing my own podcast stuff.
Yeah, for the D&D game you did,
yeah. I still, like, that's kind of what a lot of it boiled down to, is that, like, I didn't have the dedication to sit down and edit stuff.
And the thing is, for me, I have a lot of free time. Like, I don't have the girls during the week, but, like, during the week, I'm also, as I like to self-proclaim, hilariously single. So, I got nothing I got to hold to other than some, you know, work and stuff, work and family. But like that's not a whole lot. We lost Pooh though. I don't know what happened there.
That was unfortunate. Maybe he'll come back. I hope.
Maybe.
I hate to lose our guest.
Where? Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back. When I walked away, where did we land on the Monster Hunter review? I know Pooh said that he was up on it. Pan. I don't think we got your guys'.
Yeah. What were Pan's thoughts on it?
So for me,
didn't. Yeah, you didn't get mine yet.
Hang on, I'm gonna move some windows around so that way. Okay. So for me, that way I'm not like cranked like this, trying to look at myself. Okay. So I really like Monster Hunter Ryze. I think I like it more than GU. I'm just disappointed that there aren't more monsters and there isn't a G rank.
Yeah, I think that'll be fixed with that. The thing is, once the problem is you got to compare it to generations without the ultimate, and
and
but
I'm
you
not
can't
too happy that I'm
experienced it.
Yeah, and I feel like I know deep down we're either getting Monster Hunter Rise Ultimate as a standalone game, or we're getting Monster Hunter Rise Ultimate DLC, blah blah blah, bullshit.
Yeah,
One of those two things is going to happen.
Or they do like they did with World, where it's like Monster Hunter World : Iceborne, so Monster Hunter Rise : Earthshake.
Yeah. So, oh, Pooh's back. Okay.
Yes, we got him back. He has returned.
His avatar has the same color scheme as his hoodie.
I like it.
It's a Sonic OC
He's
character,
camouflaged.
I'm sure. Okay. So, I like it. I like the core mechanics of it a lot better than I like Generations Ultimate, but I'm just so spoiled by the extensive G rank of Generations Ultimate. And
my boy, I see that you're speaking, but I cannot see you. Oh no.
Anyways,
disappeared again.
I like it. I would strongly recommend it to anyone who wants to play Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Or like anyone's a fan of Monster Hunter is gonna love it. It's a lot for someone new to Monster Hunter to get into. Like the wire bug, I think that adds a whole nother barrier to entry, which
I think it is a little bit more of an ask than World. World is a little bit of an easier one to get into.
Yeah. Because I spent most of the demo just derping around with the wire bug trying to figure myself out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like we were a week into Ryze where I really felt comfortable actually like using the wire bug.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm kind of soft thinking about committing blasphemy, switching over to Insect Glaive and seeing if I can kill a monster without touching the ground. I want to build some stupid ass build so I can just stay in the air as much as possible.
I mean, I dabbled in playing both Lance and Bow quite a bit, but I got bored of it, and I went back to Greatsword. So,
but it's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
So Morg, well,
it could have been better.
Yeah, no, it could have. Yeah, and
well,
Morg. So where was
okay,
it
so
for Pooh to get situated?
I'm rating. I'm back.
Cool.
Hopefully, yeah. I am so sorry about that situation.
Hey, shit happens, man.
Well, okay, so
yeah, I've had that.
Oh
happen.
no, that's unfortunate. So my rating for this game, I think I would give it a solid, based off of what it's given us. Oh boy. It's somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9.
Okay.
Based off of what I knew what we were going to get, and the fact that this game came out of nowhere, it was a complete surprise to me. And from the moment that I saw the first trailer, I was absolutely blown away. Holy shit. The minute that you see that wire bug first come out and you get a dog, they finally added my favorite pet in the game.
Yeah, we didn't even
I have an army of Dobermans. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, damn! I always wanted to have a dog in Monster Hunter, and now I get one!
Morg, check Discord when you have
Oh.
time, Morg. You are gonna laugh when you have time. Check it.
I'm sorry, Blinky. I mean,
Oh my
I'm a dog
god,
fan
yeah.
too. See, good old Blinky.
Yeah, I
She is
will
so
check it. Oh my god, you
Displeased
guys.
with me right now.
Like-
I was sleeping. I'm sorry, dog.
Ooh.
You get to be the K9 unit. Like, think of it like this: if
COD?
Monster Hunter was a police force, you get to be the K9 unit.
COD?
That's awesome. Like,
Oh, God.
damn, yes, that is so based. And the fact that like they altered like all the monsters that we've known, like that we've grown up with for the longest time, like Basario's getting Euconlos's dig attack move.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was cool.
that is
was
based.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
and I like that Zinogre has like that power where he just like charges up his hand and he just goes, ooh, and then he just tiger uppercuts the shit out of you, and there's like lightning everywhere, and you just go flying.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not prepared for that attack, you're gonna get clocked.
That was
so hard.
that was
I never carded to Zinogre so many times in this game, and I've always thought Zinogre was pretty decently hard, except for in Iceborne, where he was like the easiest monster in the game. But like, holy shit! Damn, he's good in this game. Oh man, like
this is something that
fighting Ibushi and Narwa, that was so much fun. Like, honestly, like, there's a lot going for this game that makes it really, really good. Like, when you take, like, World's mechanics and you combine it with GU and then you top it up with Spider-Man, bruh. I love it. I don't really care what the community has to say about this. It's a good game. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's, like, technically like what Monster Hunter has always like been considered, like since like its inception, but like it's a good fighter game. I will say that much. Like for like a 3-dimensional fighter game, holy shit, it's good. It's real good.
So,
oh my god.
So, Morg, you talking
And
about...
Pooh over here just laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Morg, this is something I wanted to talk about when we were
Spill
talking
the
about...
beans, Pooh.
We were talking about the difficulty being easier. I will say the mechanics of the
difficulty is easier.
Feel more difficult. You are going to get hit more often. You're going to get hit by more stuff. And the AI is better and like it's more difficult in that way. But the numbers of actually getting hit and carding are a lot lower. And that's where it feels easier.
Yeah.
I feel.
That is where it's easier. Mega potions being like max potions equivalent, it does make it easier. There was actually a point. I'm going to admit this. I actually had a point. I was dreading this. The idea of them just removing the health bar altogether and then just being a punching bag simulator. And I was like, fuck no. Don't do that to my favorite game. Please. Just don't.
No,
but I know that they're not going to do that.
You need risk.
It's got to have some challenge to it.
Yeah, no, you need risk.
And like
taking out the health bar entirely would be terrible.
This is the only game. This is the only game where I enjoy fighting Kushala Daora. And
that's
Chameleos, which is my second favorite Elder Dragon.
I don't get it. I love Kushala.
And they took Chameleos, my second favorite Elder Dragon in the entire series.
Mm-hmm. Here's the deal, though. More often than not, everybody will have to use range combat against Kushi. Now you don't really have to do that. It's not mandatory. Either that or somebody will have to put in poison. It's not mandatory. So you gotta look at it from there.
That so much.
I've never had problems with Kush in any of the games. I think the hardest Kushala was 4 Ultimate, personally. And even then, I still soloed him.
Until
I'm gonna come up. Yeah.
Until I got the hang of flash bombing Kushala in World, I'd say World was a pretty tough one because he just spams his tornadoes every fucking where.
That's true.
But his proximity is so bad.
I guess part of it was I played a lot of Longsword when I was fighting him a lot, and Longsword has the ability to hit the head and stay out of that wind range. So that could be part of it too.
Yeah, you could just stick him with the stick.
Well, Kushala Daora in World is apparently epileptic, so...
Yeah.
Yes, he does suffer from a lot of those
you don't know this
bright flashes.
They fixed that in Ice Block.
You know what? The new meta... Dude, the new meta could literally be that episode of Pokemon where it's the Porygon episode. You know, the one that is illegal now? We could just play that over and over and over again and just torture the shit out of Kushala Daora. I would totally do that. Oh my god, he deserves it. That bastard can blow himself. But anyways,
Kushala.
I know, it was a joke. Terrible joke. But anyways, he's a terrible monster. I hate him. I never liked him. Except for in GU, when you could just use aerial dual blades. And if you just use the young Garuga ones, if they were poison, easy fight. So easy. But no, but I was going to say that even Chameleos, who is my second favorite Elder Dragon in the entire series, behind White Fatalis, how they managed to improve him, I have no idea. He already seemed perfect, but he feels so good to fight. I like it. He can debuff you. He can hit you with that toxic venom. Oh my god, he turns invisible willy-nilly. Yes.
He steals your burn.
He steals your burn max potion. It's great.
I love that. I love that.
I mean,
I love that he doesn't
it's a give
steal
and
my
take.
shit.
But it's really awesome. I don't know if he steals the buffs from say might seeds or adamant seeds or stuff like that, but I mean if he ever did that, oh my god, he'd be even more amazing if he could steal buffs from you oh, if only he could do that, actually. That would be really cool. But him being able to turn invisible willy-nilly, even in the middle of his attacks, whoa, holy shit, that's really awesome. And I like it when he gets super angry, little pitter patter of the feet, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this next move," and you have no idea how to deal with it, and you're like, I know how to deal with it. You need to go pew, pew, Spider-Man out of there. Like, oh my god, it's so good.
I will say I agree. That's
He's
the
so
one
fun.
thing.
I love that fight so much.
That's the one thing they weakened with him. They weakened his theme song. I really don't like his theme song in Ryze.
Oh,
I
think that's the one thing. I like it.
Because for me, I feel like I can barely hear
also like the original more.
Like, I can barely hear the shit in Ryze, but if I play anything else, I'll hear it.
Either way. I love what Black Loot did with his theme. It is so good. It is so groovy, and it is the best metal that it has such a jazzy tone to it. It is amazing. But like what they did with him in Ryze, like that orchestra, they took his theme and they just kind of made it like this epic. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very modern cinema, if you know what I mean. Like that's what every modern movie has in all their films. If it's an epic, it has to have orchestra in it. And that's what they did with Chameleos. They made him cinema epic.
He doesn't make the bwong
Beautiful piece.
sound.
I love him.
The bwong.
The bwong.
The bwong sound from Inception. He
I
doesn't
need
make.
to look at more of his music. Talking about Black music because I've been
the
Falcon.
Gotcha.
Oh, I know what you mean. The
Dun, dun, dun,
yeah, I know what you mean. The yeah, where it's like almost like dramatic foghorn.
I have that soundtrack.
That noise, yes, I know that noise.
Oh,
yes, Malthus tune. Yes, the Black Loot covers are some of the best ones. They're so good. I love them. Better than Falcon. I'm sorry, but
Whoa! Whoa! We throwing shade at Falcon though? What's good?
Yeah, I am. I
need to know. What's good, bro? What's good?
Dude, no, I was a patron. I was a patron of his on Patreon, and yeah, I found out that you'd have to pay like $20 a month, or sorry, no, $20 a cover in order to be able to like get requests from him. And it was really funny. He's like, I don't do requests. What are you talking about? You'd have to pay extra for that. And so then I go on later, and this is like a couple of years after the fact, and it's really funny. He apparently does metal covers, but he doesn't like metal, which made no sense to me. It was really strange. And then like later on, I see like one of his posts on Twitter, and he goes and he's like, hey, does anybody have any ideas about what I could be doing for my next cover? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting you'd say that. Do I have to pay you $20 for that, or are you just giving that out for free? And he's like, whoa, dude, what's your problem? And I'm like, oh, you don't remember our conversation, do you? I got a beef, man. I'm keeping my eyes on you.
Of course he wouldn't remember. He does a lot of
dude.
work.
Whatever, dude.
I'm still listening to his music.
Oh, man. Nah, all he does is bass and drums. He just plays over the original soundtrack. He doesn't have an original bone in his body. Oh man, those polls. Kidding. Oh my god.
More drama in my community, I'm telling you.
Anyway. He's no Toxic Eternity, I'll tell you that much. That guy comes up with his own music, his own riffs. He reads the music, he creates his own tabs, and he shares it with people. And you want to know how much for? $10. $10. Half the price. He's a good guy. I would recommend following him. Toxic Eternity.
I'll check him out.
Jack Flieger. Amazing artist. And he did the Tigrex theme for me. He actually did that. He takes recommendations. And I asked, hey, would you like to do the Tigrex theme? And he says, sure, I'll do it. And he when he was finished with it, he was like, oh, damn, man. Like,
Family Jewels.
The tempo changes so quickly. Oh, man.
I will say...
Family Jewels? You don't like Family Jewels? He does some pretty good stuff.
I have to...
Game Metal also does pretty good stuff as well. Game Metal? Good artist.
Mark.
Yeah.
We do have to plug Wolfie. She does do our theme for this podcast.
Wolfie Melon, yes! Oh my god, yes!
Amazing pianist that does...
She
is the pianist.
Let me see if I can look that up. I think I follow her. Yes, I do. I follow her. Nice.
Yeah,
I do too.
Wolfie,
she's great.
Wolfie's a good friend of the show. She does our theme. We've had her on a couple times. It's hard to get her on though because she's in Germany, so it's.
And she's super busy. So I mean, like she teaches music, doesn't she?
She's a grade school
Yeah,
teacher. And
yeah,
she
she's
been
a music teacher.
Past. No, I think she's right now just grade.
God damn.
But I think she has.
She's awesome.
Been in the music department before. I don't know.
I hope those kids don't stress her out, or I'm coming in there. I'll teach those kids something.
I'm sure she has
the meaning of corporal
many
punishment.
People with her in Germany that will beat up kids for her.
Actually, that is true. My brother, actually, he went on a Euro trip once, and when he was in Germany, he saw that there were a couple of these dudes from I can't remember where they were from, but they were not from Germany, and so they tried to go across the crosswalk when it said don't cross. There was no traffic or anything like that, but they figured, we'll go anyways. And of course, there was little old granny that was right there with a stick, and you know what happens if you break the rules. And little granny should come over, whack right in the shin. And they're like, how's it going? And she's like, don't cross until you're ready. And they're like, sorry, Grandma. It's the funniest thing. Oh my God, he was laughing his ass off when he saw that happen. You don't mess with a little German old lady. Like, Granny's going to smack you good. But anyways.
Man.
There's a lot of good music out there. A lot of good musicians.
Personally, I've been stuck on the Ghost Runner soundtrack. Daniel Deluxe is the composer of that stuff, and dear goodness, got the kids dancing to it the other day. Monster Hunter Rise is great. I think we've all said that. Is there anything more that we want to say about the up and coming, content creator stuff? Pan, I know that's not much because you're just on this with me. So
I said that while you were getting some water for the girl.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, I'm just gonna smile and nod while y'all talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I just realized that I didn't give my criticisms about Ryze. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got one. Just the one. And it is this. They need to have a better use for the Apex materials. And you want to know what I came up with? You get Apex armor and gear. What you do is you fight the base level monster, not the Apex one, but the base level one. You upgrade that up to the maximum that you can. And then what you do is you fight the Apexes. And then you use those materials to upgrade the base level stuff into the Apex armor and weapons, which would have like their own soul system for like the armor and then a soul system for the weapon that would be unique to that Apex.
Like they did with the Bushi
and the great thing about it is it makes those weaker monsters relevant still. If you make it so that you can fight them, farm them, and then you upgrade with the Apex stuff, where the Apex stuff would have its own unique system. Kind of similar to like Hyper, but also Deviant at the same time. I don't know. I think GU's kind of rubbed off on me, but I think it would have been a really cool concept to see that, in my mind. Then it would have been a perfect game. Then it would have blown everything out of the water.
If it's okay, I do want to promote. I know we're done talking about music.
No,
I'm gonna promote some others. I do want to promote one more.
Please.
I want to
yes.
Even though we rarely talk at all, I do have to praise this guy's music because he always puts out solid music. Check out Shim Shion. He does pretty damn good sounding music. So that's definitely one dude I'd recommend. Whenever y'all want some instrumentals or something like that, I think he does that stuff. So that's definitely one option there for you guys, especially if you guys are you like Sonic the Hedgehog. He does stuff like that, but I think he does other ones. So Shim Shion is definitely an option.
Okay.
As for what I think about the content creating, all I pretty much have to say is this: the last couple of things, for streamers, small streamers, have fun, enjoy streaming, set your goals slowly. I got censored. What do you mean? Set your goals slowly when it goes to streaming, because it'd be best if you start slow. It'd be best if you start low first, when it goes to streaming. And if you feel like it's something that you really want to do, then just work your way up and set small goals for yourself. Don't let platforms. And here's the thing: I have to call Twitch out for this. Don't let platforms like Twitch dictate what goals you personally want to set. And there's that. And if you really want to take it serious, I will say one more thing: focus on your branding. That is very, very important. Is to focus on your branding, so then that way everybody can know who you are. What people can see from you as a content creator.
Right.
So I think
representing like too. You even got your brand shirt on.
Right. I mean, one of my brand shirts was my former brand shirts. I got one of them. I got one of them inside the dresser right now, but because go inside the dresser because I think, there's that.
I don't have my own, sadly.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah,
what can you
this is just the quest clear from. I think it's
It's still Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it is.
People are going to know what that is.
I like it.
People are going to know what that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically that's just it. As just focus on your branding. Focus on having fun. Just be the best you that you can be, and don't. Yeah, and if you can, if you feel like doing it, go ahead and switch spots. Don't ever be afraid to switch spots, especially if you're small and you don't have a community at the moment. You'll see who your real people are if they follow.
Yeah, I will say our biggest thing is there's quite a bit of like the social aspect of this podcast is a lot through Twitter, but really the core audience for this podcast is in our Discord. A lot of people talking about stuff, a lot of people who listen to the episode, and I'm open and I'll talk to people about everything in the Discord. Like I don't like we hunt together. We have a lot of people that come in and hunt. And obviously, you're in there now, Pooh, and if you need someone to hunt with, you're welcome to stay and hunt with people. I always say that. I've had people say like, "Hey, let's hunt together," and I'm like, I don't mean to sound like, "Hey, go here so that you can hunt with me," because I really don't like that. Where there are some content creators, and I'm not going to call out names, but I don't enjoy when they're like, "Hey, get in line and we'll take a turn." It's like, no. Okay.
See, this would make sense if you have multiple people. If you have multiple people that want to hunt with you, I would completely understand that because you want to hunt with everybody. I would get that because I know one particular streamer that used to do that. I miss her to death. I am going to call her out because I love her to death. Relar Synth was one of those streamers where she had a lot of people that really wanted to hunt with her. She always wanted to help them out, but she also wanted to have fun with her community. So she would have it as, okay, everybody, they have a hunt, and if they fail, then they have a run-back hunt, and then after that, they'll rotate. That's fine because you have that many people. You can do that. But if you have don't have that many people.
If I had that many people, I still wouldn't do that. I still be like, hey, I'm gonna hunt with you tonight. Like this is our night. Like now I might rotate that way, but like I like to get to know people, have a conversation while we're hunting. Kinda like we're doing here on the podcast, like just like an actual like just an allotment of time versus like one or two hunts. It's just like I don't know. I feel like one or two hunts is really short. A really short amount of time to actually get to know someone and talk to them. And it's just like, I'd rather just hunt with you like all the time. And we have a lot of people who were just listeners just in the Discord, and we've hunted together several times now. Now, granted, yes, we don't have as many people to line up and hunt together in our Discord, of course. But I will hunt with people. I mean, we had JCon recently. My brother and I hunted with him and his son. That was really fun. Wow, she's just in and gone. She just ran out. I don't know if you guys even saw her. I felt her as she ran.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's over there. They're always behind the door.
She's really good about that. She's
sense the presence. Like, I feel like I should be turning in this direction.
I had to explain a little bit. So my oldest daughter's in the top bunk, and she can't get up there by herself. So I have to get in there and pull her back up in the top bunk. Whereas my younger daughter, she just zip in, zip out. She's just like, she just came out. I have to go potty. It's like, okay, cool. Now she left everything open. All the doors are open. All the lights are on. Like, I'll have to fix that. But good thing this is actually a mic that won't pick up. I don't think it'll pick up the TV outside, but.
I don't hear anything, so it's all fine.
Well, that's why I got the expensive, like, Rode Procaster. It's only for voices. So it doesn't even pick up the game. I can be sitting here have the game like on what I can feel is a comfortable level with my headphones on, and it won't pick up on the microphone at all.
True story. He was doing it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing Call of Duty.
Music's just vibrating through your ribs. It feels like you're at a rock concert.
Yeah, and I suck.
I miss those days.
My hearing sucks, so like I have to have the TV on pretty loud in comparison to most people. So,
do you get tinnitus as well? It hurts. I hate tinnitus.
I don't get tinnitus. Ugh. That is my life, dude. I constantly hear ringing.
Oh my god.
That has been true since I was 20.
I wear hearing protection at concerts.
I don't go to concerts. It's never been a thing for me.
Oh.
I miss Uproar
I always
Fest.
wanted to go to a concert. Like, there's specific concerts I always wanted to go to. For me, I always wanted to go to a Travis Scott concert. Because I know that motherfucker is crazy when he do concerts. So that's definitely one spot I always wanted to go to. Is his concerts. I always wanted to go to one such as... I want to go to Icon for Hire concert if it ever happens. If y'all don't know who Icon for Hire is, they're like a very underrated, very good rock band. So I would definitely say check them out whenever you guys have time. And last but not least, I want to go to a J. Cole concert. Those are
oh my god, you want to go to J. Cole?
Yes. Yes, I would love to go to a J. Cole concert. No. That's just me.
That's all good.
Hey, Fortune?
No. That would probably be really fun, actually.
Sadly, I got
it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I was getting there. So that all being said, we probably have to wrap up for tonight. Thank you for coming on, Pooh. It was nice getting to know you, get to talk. I'm glad we got to both review Monster Hunter and talk about the streaming stuff because it's. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, may I have permission to promote myself because I don't know if I'll ever be back on here again.
We do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So,
and you're welcome on as well.
To find stuff about this podcast and other things, you can follow me at Hunters Hub Pod on Twitter. Obviously, we have Hunters Hub Pod on Twitch as well, and of course, join our Discord. You can find it on my Twitter. And that being said, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I normally just say at the end, Pooh, so where can we find you and everything you do, and plug away.
For people that want to find me, I have two spots where you can find me. My Glimmers channel and my YouTube channel. You can find them. The name is Spectacular Pooh 2414. Now, seeing as I tried to send a link earlier but couldn't do it, you guys are absolutely free to do that. That's my Glimmers link. So for you guys, hold on.
Yeah, I hadn't heard
I'll put it up.
Link.
Yeah. I'll put it up in the post episode discussion because that's where we're about to end here. So there's the link for that. There's also my Gilded server. If you guys want to hop in on my Gilded server, I chill out with my community of fandoms. We talk about basically a lot of things. We chill out and we vibe as a community. We have wrestling nights. We do that. We just really chill. Chill out as a. And that's always a great thing. I also have a merchandise. So if you guys want some merch from me, like the merch I have here, you can check out the Lightning store where I use Teespring to basically get it out from there. There's all the designs and all the stuff there. I have one Monster Hunter one up right now, but hopefully at some point I'll probably look to add more. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to make money off the series. I only want to make money off of my stuff. So there's that. So that's all the stuff you can find me. The only thing I didn't promote is my Gilded link, but I'm sure you guys can find it on when you go on YouTube or when you go on my Glimmers channel. You press !Gilded, and you could just you can chill from there. And there you go. That's all.
Yeah, no, don't feel bad.
He's actually got a really cool Discord. I'd check it out.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Damn it, I might actually have to go and buy some. I have to buy 2 T-shirts from you, man. I have to get the Monster Hunter one, and I gotta represent the merch as well. I gotta do it.
Hey, bro. I
got a credit card somewhere. Bro. I'm gonna use it.
I have thought off and on for a couple of years of doing merch. And what's been holding me back is I actually want to go to a convention or something and actually have it for then. So I've yet to go to a convention with Hunter's Hub, but when I do that, I there was a quote from Reddit, and I actually really like this as like a good tagline for a shirt. Someone asked on Reddit, like, what's a good Monster Hunter podcast? And someone actually suggested the Hunter's Hub. It was a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh, cool. It wasn't me. It wasn't anyone I knew. It was just like someone who just was on Reddit and had remembered me from being a moderator and followed me from there. And they're like, the guy had said, yeah, just check out the Hunter's Hub. And the reply to this comment was the one I want to make a shirt. And it says, this guy hubs. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I want to make that a shirt.
You could call it, like, if any of you guys ever decide to do stuff like that, you could call it now you're a podcast, you could call it the Hub Store, shit like that. I don't know. I tried.
It's fine.
The Hub area, the Gathering Hub, something. I know
Episode title, The Other Hub.
The other hub.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh my God. Now we're gonna. Oh my God. Is our intro music gonna be like the community theme? The boom, boom, boom.
What was
Is it really gonna be that, man? Are we gonna have to like rebrand and change our logo so that it's called the Melding Store?
We already had the episode titled "Rocking Out with Your Odos" out. Like we already had that. So.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Oh man,
that was a good one. But yeah,
Odo,
again,
the Red Rocket.
Thank you for coming on, Pooh.
The bad dog.
We're gonna end it up for the night, and yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming, and
take care, everybody.
A day or two. So see ya.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Wear a mask and don't be a dickhead. Plain simple.
Yep.
Pretty good advice.
Appreciate your buds. They're there for you.
Laters.
Oh, man.
All right.